Hi everyone, it's Rachel and Anthony.
Hello.
From Don't Crop Me Now. We are not going to do a full tour of the plot this month because there's not that much difference in terms of what is growing. But I wanted to show you guys what tends to happen here over winter because we do get quite cold, frosty and wet weather in South Manchester. So let's start in the greenhouse at the community plot. We've got a few bits in here. One of those is garlic. We just did not get round to planting our garlic in time. Really, it should have been in for a good month or so in the ground. So we have decided to plant this in modules and we will plant these out in the spring. I have actually planted garlic here when we planted it in February, and we've actually had decent garlic bulbs, but there is a tendency that garlic does need that cold spell of weather. So I'm hoping we've just about got it enough time to allow it to be able to form decent size bulbs. What we have done is we have planted them out in modules in separate containers. We have separated out the clothes, and one really good tip is to make sure that when you're planting your garlic you have it the right way round. You can see the bit where you have the plate that the roots will develop from. That bit has to go downwards, and we always try to, if we plant them in modules, just make sure they are covered up. But if you're going to put them in the ground, you usually plant them about an inch in depth. One thing we have set growing is coriander. We haven't planted a lot of stuff to grow under cover this year because we've just been so busy, but we have set off this coriander and it does grow really well over winter. As you can see, it is starting to leaf up now and looking pretty good, so we will leave that to grow on in the greenhouse throughout the winter and into spring. We do have some winter bedding plants that we planted in these modules, and I haven't been brilliant at keeping these watered, but the primroses will do pretty well planted out in spring. So I've given them water and they should get going, and we'll get those out in the new year. We've definitely not been the most organised of gardeners this month because again, so busy. But we did manage to leave our pumpkins in the greenhouse, and some of these are still in good condition. Some of these were collected from the community plot, and those ones are not absolutely brilliant. They've been left on the floor in here, and some of them have definitely frozen and are now going to rot. So let's have a look at a few of those. So you can see on this one here, look at this, is definitely soft. If I give it a bit of a push, you can see this is most definitely going to rot, and that one is going to have to go on the compost. But these ones are faring a little bit better. This one has definitely got a little bit of mould that is forming on the stem. I think that's because there's been some condensation that's just dropped down onto it, but the rest actually look really good. So probably need to do something with these. I'm probably planning to make some preserves from these, and we'll give some of those away via the community plot, and the other ones predominantly be used for fundraising purposes at our open day and for our own stores as well. We have had quite a lot of safe seed, and we're going to be packaging this up. So we've got things like coriander here. There's some beans here which are pretty well dried. We have got melons, and also we have got sunflower seeds here. We actually have loads of other beans that are still in this sort of form and need podding. There isn't loads in this greenhouse, but we do have our one solitary luffer, which I think is just about ready to start getting processed. However, we had a bit of a disaster in here when not the last storm, but the storm before was getting in. I was here picking the chilies, trying to get it sorted before the storm, and unfortunately this door blew off, and the glass here actually broke. So there's not much in there except from a few chili plants which still need picking, the smaller chili plants, and the one luffer, but we are going to get hold of that. I'm not going to open this door now because I'm a little bit concerned if I open the door it might come off and create a massive job for us to fix, and we haven't got much time today. But over the weekend I'm planning to get hold of that luffer, and we will see if it has been preserved enough for me to be able to put in my soaps. December to January is the perfect time to be pruning your apple and pear trees, and you can definitely see in this tree we did a little bit of summer pruning, but you can see where it definitely needs quite a bit of work. We've still got quite a lot of upwards growth because this was a grafted tree. It's got a lot of energy within that root, and it's putting lots of big growth upwards, so we need to manage that. And we can also see we've definitely got some crossing branches here that will need managing also. So that's one thing that we will be looking at over the next month. For us, it sometimes can be a Christmas job. We've got quite a few trees that we need to be doing the winter pruning on. And if you have a look at the Bramley tree, again, you can see that upwards growth that needs managing over winter. Looking at the Brussels now that a lot of the leaves are starting to die down, we have not got an amazing Brussels harvest, but we should have enough for Christmas Day. The dahlias have been completely frosted now and definitely need managing. What we tend to do is to completely cut the tops off and then mulch over the tubers to prevent them getting frosted. We never take our dahlias up here. I have tried to do it in the past, but I found leaving them in here because we have really good drainage. It's been the most successful method for us, and it's also really simple as well. So you can see the structure of this frame now. It's done a great job. So we will leave this in over winter and just get them mulched. We still have loads and loads of carrots to harvest. That's been one of our big successes this year. But here, hopefully you can see an example of, we had really windy weather over the last couple of days. There's actually been a couple of sheds that have been completely blown over on our grounds. It's a good idea not to leave most of your netting in over the winter, because this is when it gets destroyed and doesn't have good longevity. So let's have a look at those carrots. And looking at these carrots, we have found an absolute whopper. So I'm gonna harvest this for you. Hopefully it's going to be a really good carrot. Let's see. Just having to loosen it a little bit. Now look at that for a specimen of a carrot. Absolutely perfect, and we've still got a number of rows of these left. We have definitely got some tidying up to do. This was a job that we didn't quite finish taking this bean structure down because the rain really got in a couple of weekends ago, and then this weather came and it's all been knocked down. So there definitely is some tidying up for us to do in general around the grounds. Another lesson is make sure you store any glass properly. I actually put a pane of glass on the top of here because I was going to move it, and it's got obviously got completely blown off in the wind, and now it's smashed into loads of pieces all over one of our beds, and that's another thing we will have to sort out at the weekend. We haven't harvested all of our beetroot yet, and that got hit by the frost, but they are pretty hardy, and the actual beetroots look really good still, so we will harvest some of those. I need to finish pickling all of those for preserving. Autumn and winter is always a great time to fix things, and you can definitely see that the storms have had a good go on this raspberry support. It's just about to fall over. I think what I'll do is just take this off to remove the weight for now, and at the weekend we have to get in and get this sorted. I actually think it might have just about snapped at the bottom, so I'm not sure if it will actually be repairable at all. And one thing I do definitely like to do at this time of year is put a few festive decorations up in our summer house. That always puts me in the Christmas spirit. So if you've enjoyed the video today, please like, comment and subscribe. It only takes a minute, but it really helps our channel. Take care everyone. Bye.
Bye.